Hello, John. 18 Todd Watson. Well, maybe the band will be a little more cooperative today so we can all hear each other. Yeah, way back, still get there on there. Well, I'm going to give you a little shot of it. Okay, 5 GS.
Away for just minutes. I'll be right back. Back here.
Hey, what the hell, man? Hello, radio.
Hey, Tim, K4OB.
Hey,
John.
Kilo 5 November 5 Oscar Charlie. Kilo 5 November Oscar Charlie.
How's everybody?
Yeah, good afternoon, John.
Hello, good. Yeah, good evening all y'all. So about 20 of you. And you are... Yeah, that's ready. So make sure much not cover anything. So I've been from 88 to 30% humidity corporate. It is real good. 88, I do like, yep, that brings your audio up just enough to cut through right there. It's a good deal. But I just really flash it out. Hello to the western slope. Hello from the Pocket East. That one thing right. Hello east of me. Yeah, there you go.
And there we go. And hello to the other 34th parallel, K5 Kiwi.
Evening, old bright. 34th half, whatever it takes.
Yeah, Clovis and Clovis and Tully are right close to the 34th. Almost straight across. Not quite, but almost.
You like when they defend over and do the this morning, what was that?
Are you talking about Marshall? I got in late on some of that.
Yeah, I had no idea where he was at. And I asked him about Ruben. Now he said Ruben. I said, oh, cool. So did you talk to anybody in New Mexico on DHS New Wake Up? This is not people how what it is. And I told him I'm in Clovis, about 7 blocks west of the old Clovis. And there's friends for life, and those course sold AA5LT from them. Well, they're down there behind me, and Floyd, and he was 200 miles from that kid. Prior to that, his lifetime. Boy, I could get, if I don't know the kid, don't remember his call time, but I could sure hear his eyes light up.
You know, we had was that yesterday or the day before, we had the guy come in from Lake Tenkiller on the eastern side of Oklahoma. And just, I don't know, what did he say, 10 miles or 20 miles from the state line or something of Arkansas, you know, and so he was being heard over here on 5-2. That was quite a haul.
Well, I've already been around a while, and you understand that's Mother Nature's way of letting you give the point across for life. If somebody's only had their license a year and never really had got to work good dusting, it's pretty well do with that stuff.
You know, he started out he started out as a young boy without the voice change, and you know, he sounded like a little girl, and that's not derogative. It's just he just did, and then the next time I talked to him, like 6 months later, he was sounding like a teenage boy with a voice crack, and I didn't recognize him at all.
Oh, you talked to Marshall before?
Oh yeah, he's been licensed for I don't know. Couple years, I guess, or a year.
Yeah, he told me just a little over a year. That's what he said. Yeah, very good. Yeah, it's just that I don't know if he draws such a crowd in front of you, but yeah, that's American.
Oh yeah, that's JT's son. You know, JT, what it was called, TOA. JT that drives the fuel truck. JT has checked in with us a few times here on this net, but I haven't heard him recently, so I don't know if he's busy with things or what, but he has been here a few times. In fact, I think he picked Marshall in by proxy, or not by proxy, by third party into this net one time.
So it's kind of close everything, but he kind of treated a good guy. Quite clear you know, he's just really not like what he is, but
Did you look at the radar? That line of real thin line of storm activity extends from just east of us over here all the way up in the Lake Michigan area. It starts out as a real narrow point, almost like a cold front, cold front pushing it or something.
yeah, I've been right field all afternoon. We've been some folks up in my home spot.
If I see you on FSB.
So they're outside.
Come on back.
All right, hold back as I lead you. Well, I heard John earlier, I heard Brian, and I heard Pat, and then I heard Ryan come down and talk to you on that. Yeah, okay, John, very good. Now I'm just trying to get on the payroll there, right?
Said Alan hit his this thing. I thought that was.
Yeah, I do like it. Very good, John.
I didn't hear Alan at all.
Well, it's not like he's got different antennas. No. Yeah, I didn't hear him now myself, but he was in there. Yeah, I don't today. I'm positive.
Have him double check all the connections, everything, make it sure it's working, because I don't hear anything. I didn't either.
You're getting my management thing, so I just go to my room. Don't let him know it.
He's on the water.
John, what's up with that?
Suzanne might have altered his marching orders.
I didn't yesterday.
Yeah, I did too.
It was just long though, Alan. Junior was really feeling sick.
Tell him his FT991A is out of transmitter fluid. What's going on, Brian? I was telling Smitty to tell Alan his transmitter's out of transmitter fluid. Instead, get a little saturated. Probably got a switch flipped in the wrong position on a tuner or antenna switch or something. Yeah, it's the only thing I'm a little leery on those. That Fusion or whatever they have, this little magic box, they toroids get saturated.
Inside doing you, inside doing you, or inside this people.
Loud and clear. That's your voice.
Now you're in there, Alan.
I get it was, I was up on that 20 meters and got the touch screen on the 2300 and the lower sideband thing on the screen right above the machine speak. It's all out. Got that lower sideband, so sorry about that. Thank you, Smitty, for telling something to rate and rock and then back to it. So it's not off the wall. He sounded.
One of the buttons on the screen in the wrong position.
Yeah, right. I didn't want to keep old, so something got me in Denmark, you said. Good evening, Brian.
Hello, Alan. Well, we knew something wasn't right because Smitty was ghost talking.
That's right. Yeah. We don't need no freaking computers for humans.
That proves that we are actually amateurs.
No, I'm on 73 minutes.
Alan, I thought you were on a Yaesu 991A. Whoops, we doubled. That's what I thought you had, a 991A.
All right, see, I got
So I'm on ATIP, I primarily use the 7
Oh, okay.
I'm usually therapy. So, usually more than 17 minutes, that has 10 minutes like that.
N5ZRW checking in. Hello, John.
This section the caller from Missouri, Will Smith, made that guy with a catch from the baseball differences. The ESPN got played. The Republicans in Missouri all split.
Maybe I got a question for you if you got time. 35 UOT and 5 BNU. 85 UOT and 5 BNU.
Oh, yeah, John. Yeah, go ahead, I'm sorry.
I'm looking at some of these Cadillacs. They're priced on MC50 Micro, right? And they're showing 4-tail mics. So I'm driving an 18. So how much trouble is it going to be to let that thing over?
Well, John, they should be interchangeable. So you right white and turning in the right eyes, but the 60, I don't know about the 90th, it'll work for us in. So we will think what you set up with the nation configuration, there.
Right, well, I mean, that's a little different. I want to add my deal with that. Is that probably being used by any of the two of them?
You got big offices, we just don't have much. Tools getting over here just fine.
Well, I'm on the hand machine.
Oh, well, not a band from up there. But whatever you on before was working, but you're definitely getting it done now.
Yeah, I just leave it because I got a hand mic that I'm going to do it over there in the box. But I mean, we get that too long.
Roger, let's go.
Here's how it is. What you feel like? You know, I have to do it, so that's all we need. They won't about it,
Strawberry pie. Well, there's a little something just a little bit with start with so but well, they just noticed it. If it is, it might that it evaporated. It's the yeah, the power process. So wrong at all. That's so grassy. Yeah, like force.
Weeds in the yard, no real big deal. One of them kind of deals, you know what I mean? Just get done with it.
Yeah, my. It's still much fun. It's going. It's going to need to be glad with that. Pretty good.
Yeah, I'm really confident for the mower again, so we're done with it.
Now, this was all dry country until about 2 weeks ago. I got all my 3 inches the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, good.
Help eliminate that fire danger, maybe. That cheers me up.
Yeah, hopefully there'll be anything going on here.
Yeah, I sure don't like that. I'm scared of it.
Well, anybody wants to talk to us?
can I make a request of Steve out there, K5TU? Steve, have you heard Brian DDF request some of us around the area try to pick up 1440 AM on your HF radio with your big antenna? Can you dial down to 1440 AM, 1440 kilohertz, and just see if you're picking up a station out of Amarillo, 1440 KPUR?
Yes, sir, Brian. I hadn't done it this afternoon, but I did a couple of times. And I hear it. It was about 3.3, a little scratchy, but it was coming through. I could tell what they were playing, and it was indeed music. And yesterday evening, after I heard him ask about that, I tuned there, and it was coming in fairly strong, probably an S7, and wasn't too bad listening.
Oh, okay. Well, very cool. Yeah, that's, I don't know their power level, daytime power. It used to be 5,000 watts. I don't know what it is now. But they're putting that back on the air. You know, the guy over here that runs the Dimmitt radio station, they've added that to their network. So put it back on the air. It's been off the air for a while. Okay, thanks. Back to John, K5TU.
Okay. Well, I'll sit down there and see if I can hear it now.
Okay.
Caper and Amarillo, too.
There's a caper in Amarillo, 1440 AM.
Oh, I know that. I found it this morning. I listened to one song on there. I've heard, but I wasn't not familiar. Anyway, I was thinking it was in Trudy. Okay.
No, it's in Amarillo. It's been there for forever. But, you know, it's gone through a lot of different ownership changes and programming changes. But anyway, it's, 1.440, 1440.
Being used by County Electric to us.
Back in the 70s, 1440 was a top 40 AM, and I worked there as a high schooler, worked at that station. So well, that's when it was at the physical station was at I-40 and Grand in Amarillo. So part-time gig.
Used by County Electric to us.
Better get back on the line with it. That KPUR station is, same song, just Smokey in the Basket.
I heard that too. Isn't that neat?
Yeah, it's good. I've got all words for that. I don't. 75-meter antenna. These 20-meter vertical, 10-meter vertical, and that AM broadcast a whole lot better.
Being used by County Electric to us.
Little trivia for you, Steve.
Okay, shoot.
What polarity is FM?
Polarity. Well, it kind of, eventually it becomes circular, but it kind of depends on what transmission you want to do.
Broadcast FM. You were talking about the AM. Keep them vertical, which they are. What polarity is broadcast FM?
Assuming that FM was firstly because on a little portable radio, you have a ferrite antenna inside for AM, but you have typically a little telescopic antenna that you fold up for FM.
I can't remember when it came about, but I can't remember 60s or 70s they went circular. So you could go horizontal or vertical, it wasn't matter. That's what's on the top of this broadcast tower, a circular polarity FM broadcast 3-bay antenna called a rototiller.
Where I live, it's pretty tough to break in an FM station.
Yeah, I guess. I was just filling in with information. That's what the top of this broadcast tower here is a circular polarity FM 3-bay antenna called a rototiller array. The ones on the high power, real high power stations, like 100,000 watts, those are liquid cooled.
What was that frequency hit by?
1440 AM, 1440.
Okay, we got a local station here on 1450, so I cannot copy.
Oh, okay.
Well, I've got closest station here on 1420, but that's just far enough away that it's not breathed into it.
Yeah, Brian, I was just looking at that line of storm. That is crazy.
You know, it's got a very, well, well, I'm looking at it now. It's got a little bit of a curve to it, but it's mostly straight, like a knife blade for 1,000 miles.
Well, normally, depending on the wind flow, about so this that mile, just calculating is what they call the differential. But I think it has to be 800 miles more. That's good, but I haven't heard them call it that.
You know, I presume it's the leading edge of a cool front, but I haven't checked on that.
That's what it is. Yeah, it's cool front. And tornado warnings up there around where White Cotton is down.
Well, it hadn't cooled off much here. It's still 89.
Here, 88, below 74 this morning, inside being
Right, I'm surprised it's 89, but it's been a while since we've seen a 30% humidity this time of day.
Well, let me check some of my Tempest network stations up north.
It only got to 84. Already down to 82.
there anybody on the frequency?
Anybody up to BL?
No,
Well, I just said that. I know good well there's got to be a dozen or more here. We were waiting on Marvin to jump in there and make wave.
Got a lot more to say, but I couldn't pass it up.
No, you know, that tsunami was, it was more pronounced over towards the Philippines. You know, that's where that earthquake occurred, and I guess there was no damage along the coast of California and Hawaii. But that was amazing that that wave went that far.
about being with the fire ferry, let's get to it.
See, my Tempest station network, that's not really mine, but part of the network that I'm part of, and the Tempest network shows it's 81 over there in Ulysses. There's no There's no, I don't see a Tempest station in Johnson City. Get a little deal on the internet, and I think they're just kind of guessing at where it might be here. But sometimes they're pretty close, sometimes they're way off. Yesterday afternoon, I looked up to see what the temperature was, and it said it was raining. I went and looked, there wasn't a cloud in the sky anywhere. Same with the man I do. Most of them pretty nice guys. Otherwise, they probably get tired about it. Well, Steve, you know you could put in one of these Tempest stations. Usually during the Father's Day shopping period, they put them on sale. Yeah, well, yes. You know, it's kind of nice to have the weather station. So I guess what I don't know won't hurt me. That's some good logic right there.
Yeah, about me, I have Christmas. The rest of the rain, every year, which was hard. In the time, church, so I'm not going to be doing it. Probably not another day, let's get that before I let that.
Well, our rain gauge is just dry rock around this part of the country. I had, and I probably mentioned it before, I had a business opportunity of manufacturing and selling paper rain gauges and giving them money-back warranty on them.
Oh, I heard.
Reminds me of the official Indian weather rock. Yeah, works that same way. You've seen those, right? The little rock hanging with a little leather strap under a little wooden frame that says Indian weather rock. You know, if it's blowing around, it's windy, and if it's wet, it's raining. I've seen those.
And if it's gone, you've had a tornado?
Yeah, if it's gone, you had a tornado. Yeah.
Maybe 5 activities.
Yeah, very well.
Good afternoon, John.
Hey, Doug.
Oh, what's happening?
Thanks for checking me and Minnie and Rhonda Dean in on the Roadrunner net last night. Appreciate that.
Hey, you're welcome. Did you blow your horn going by, going to Smitty's?
Oh, no, I didn't.
All right. It must have been somebody else.
Hey, I checked into the Roadrunner net last night too, because I could hear Jim. Well, you know, during the visitor portion at the end there, but I was able to check into it. I was good short time. Pretty good. It was really noisy where I'm at.
Okay, let's get you away, not Mr. Fergus, checking. anyone else to do this. This one will probably get that other side down in 2 hours. Carol will have to find out if to get a notice from that. CQ to CQ to CQ. CQ to find out. CQ to find out if that's anyone. Okay, it's all there. You remember Friday, all the other one. So, it's all right. So, it's here. This is everything we have to do.
John, you got a wolf.
Let's give it a little shot down here.
Oh, I mean, you got radio or TV or something going.
Short down, he won't want me here. About 2,000 TV, audio, all that thing. So they were right, and that's the best thing on the show. Alright, let's go on. We're going to start trying to round people on. Tim here first. KK Drive Wisely comments.
Good evening, John, and all the rest of the folks here on the net. Good hearing everybody. Kind of looking forward to this little cool front friction there. Let it go on around this place today, and looking forward to maybe a little bit cooler temperature and maybe some rain over the weekend. So hopefully that'll happen. Good hearing everybody, and I'll be here to listen to the rest. 73 to everybody.
Roger up next, KE5CRT.
Wait for just a second. Not even having my stuff ready. It's 5 in here, been driving a merchant at KE5CRT. See if I can get you some numbers here, John. Well, here we go. Slow. I'll tell it to me. About 11:15 or so. Got ready again. Got home just before midnight. And I got out of bed about 10 minutes to 1. So it's a pretty short time. And so I got up, got around, went to school, turned in all my receipts, all I needed to do there. And then I got the internet all messed up. And I don't have an outside thermostat or gauge here. Anyway, so we did that. Come back to the house, helped unpack, and then this afternoon I went down to Jim is working on our red pickup, and boy, the pinion bearings and the main shaft bearings were toast, so he's traded those out, and while he's got it all took apart, we're going to change out the rotors and the brake shoes on the back brake pad, and then the whole pickup ought to be ready to go, so we're thankful for that. Oh, and I dug out my 10 through 20 meter fan dipole, and I'm going to get that put together here this evening and get it back on the air. So take it down to low, hang it with the other, and then have a high band antenna and a low band antenna, and I got 2 different radios, and just have a good old time playing radio at the campus. John, that's all we got. But our temperatures, we've been in the 70s. And lower 80s all day. That cold front hit that y'all were talking about 5 o'clock this morning. And boy, it was blowing and carrying on. And it was very comfortable up there all day long. And so there is a positive to being in northeast New Mexico. We get cold fronts that actually do something, which is good. It's not being you, K5P, RC John, good attention, and thanks for running the net, over.
Right, what do you do yesterday? Well, you know, what was finished there?
Oh, yeah. So we were at church camp last week, Wednesday through Sunday morning. And then Sunday morning we loaded up, drove all the way to Clayton, brought our dirty laundry in, grabbed the coats that were already pre-packed with other laundry, got on the bus and hauled 4 kids and Rhonda and myself, went to Portales Mechanic Camp for 3 days. And concert was at 4 o'clock. Smitty and Mary came down, got to eat dinner with them on Sunday and Wednesday. And Smitty, those kids, talked about their experience at dinner on the way home. And they were very, very grateful. So anyway, that was very special and appreciate that a lot. So we come on home last night pretty late. But yeah, it was a good 3 days at Portales and a good church camp as well. Over.
Last night was very well for you. Where can you go over here? Homicide over here.
Well, good evening, John. The rest of the net, hope everybody's having a good evening. Not too much going on here. Yeah, not much of a cold front here. 76 or 99 today. Even though it is 90 degrees at the present time, a little cooler than normal, but that's all right. But other than that, I hope everybody has a good evening. Take care, 7-3, Kilo Delta 4, Oscar Bravo, Quebec.
Mighty right, they don't go on South Dakota. They don't say you have that. You don't go on.
Yeah, N5BNU, K5NOC here. Not a lot going on, John. Just want to say hello to you and everybody on the net. We went to work today, and it kind of warmed up a little bit, and then it kind of got cooler this afternoon, so that was nice, but that came with the wind. But anyways, just I picked up a used laptop off of Facebook Marketplace, and I've been playing around with it. I think I got a pretty sweet deal for $250. So the laptop's just a little over a year old. They got rid of it because one of the keys was sticking, but I was able to pull it apart and found out that it had a piece of pencil lead stuck under it. So anyways, I got a killer deal. It's got an i7 processor, so been messing with that. But I hope everybody has a great Thursday evening, and I'm going to hop off of here and get on the Aries, Texas Aries Zoom meeting that's taking place here at 7:30. So hope everybody has a great weekend. Thanks for running the net, John. We'll say 73s from Kilo 5, November Oscar Charlie.
John, you got a handle of the you okay, Smitty?
Yeah, okay, John. I have no idea why I fell over the all from the K5UY2. Well, good day. Wiped all vehicles down. I do that almost every day. Actually, I got the trike out and I rode it up to the north side of town to do some banking, and went over to Walmart, picked up a few items the wife wanted, and put them in the trunk on that day, and I went back to the house. When I turned back west on Walalo, there's a big old wall of dust out towards landfill. I took my windshield off, and I didn't have goggles on, and I didn't have a face shield. Just my glasses. Well, let me tell you, I boogied over to Thornton Street and head south. That's why I was just caught in the dust zone with no glasses on. But the scene was going great. Felt really good about it, and got it home and got it tucked away. So it's good when I get the old beast back, and she was running good. So the better for what I paid to get it fixed. Thanks, Johnny. Y'all have a good evening. I'm glad the band finally come home to roost so we can talk. I'll probably be in you in the Thursday crew. It's K5UNC. Thank you, Mike.
Mighty right, K5TUE is
Thank you, John. K5KUE. Want to remind everybody this weekend is the VHF UHF contest. AWL VHF UHF contest this weekend. Sideband, CW, and FM are all good. If you want to make contacts, maybe there'll be some people to talk to. Also, in about 2 weeks, a little over 2 weeks, it's AWRL Field Day, so that's coming up. One more thing, Highgain, here a while back, they announced, they were being bought out over there by a company in Indiana, the Tushcraft and Highgain antenna brands. Well, they've announced that they've also picked up some of the other brands, such as Ameritron amps. So we'll see where that goes. No promises, no details yet. They're just saying they picked up the brand. So And you can look at their new website, and you'll have to actually type in the website. Just Googling it, you know, a search engine won't find it because it's new. It's under hy-gain, GAIN, HY, and then -gain.com. hy-gain.com. Have to type it in like that, and you can find their new website. So it's still under construction, so not a whole lot going on there, but it holds some promise. Thanks, John. KFITUE.
See if anybody else wants to jump in. It's not being a park there, those are too old. Okay, where are you? Yes, sir.
6681 are the numbers, and we're currently at 79. There you go. Finally got my report in. K5 Cherokee back net.
Thank you, Dr. Brad. How you with us? All right. LSP, how was your day?
Okay, well, good evening, John, all the other gentlemen, and boy, the band's really got a lot better. Well, up early with the morning band, they were just decent. A minute. Work day around here. It's all morning. Yeah, but 1:30, so that new things nuts. A little radio, got to the wire. Boy, it's stuff. So, well, good, but then after the it's going to be a relaxed evening. Good to everybody. God bless you guys. Thank you, John. Take care of business. Many thanks for what you know on the football practice program. Great up there. Anyway, you got to take care of good evening to rest. Morning by the guy.
Matter of fact, get here is ready. In front of ZRW, right?
Well, good evening, John, to you and the rest of the net. This is Ram 5 ZRW. Well, today, wife and I, we went to the thrifty store and also to buy some groceries also. Anyway, that's about all we've done today, so everybody have a good evening. This is N5 ZRW.
Good to hear from you. Stay here up next, KV5 ZRW.
N5 being used, KV5 ZRW. Good evening again, John. Good evening to the man. Well, I got up to 84 degrees here today, and it's dropping back down. Now we're going to cool down to 55 tonight, which is nice. It's supposed to be back up to the low to mid 90s tomorrow, and then cool off again for a couple of days, and maybe some chances of moisture. And that cool off is sure all right with me, because I ain't figured out yet where I want to be able to replace my air conditioner blower, or whether I want to have to hire somebody to work on it. I kind of expect the motor has bought the farm. So anyway, maybe I can get it back to operational condition. And it would have been a wonderful day to play outside, but the wind was out of the north at from 28 to 32 mile an hour most of the day, and it's kind of calmed back and switched to the northeast, and still 12, 15 mile an hour. But anyway, I guess if you get some moisture, it's a rule that you got to get enough heat and high wind in order to dry it all out. So that's about all I got. Thank you, John, for calling the net. 73 all KV5 ZRW.
Matter of fact, over here, WA5 WBL. What's going on?
Hey, John, WA5 WBL. Boy, everybody's got a good, strong signal coming into Amarillo this evening. Nothing's going on with me. Wife and I went into town, had lunch today, and I called it Chinese. She called it Taiwanese. I don't know what it was. It was all Chinese food to me. So that's about all that happened tomorrow. Dragging hoses, trying to keep something alive. WA5 WBL.
Yeah, flash there, wanted to see how they go to the house. Just tell you, they got pretty good. We're not the ones who they don't want to water the way you just said all night. You're up next. SWD, invite me and you.
15 NU, KB5 SWD. Thank you, John. Good evening to you and good evening to Annette. Here, let's see. Temperature outside is 88 degrees. It's 80 degrees on the inside of the house and 83 in my radio room. It's warm in here. And got the grandson taken care of and taken back to the house. And so I think we're off babysitting for a few days. And we'll take advantage of it. Anyway, thanks for getting me in here. Don't have much to talk about other than it's warm in here. 73 K85 SWD, thanks for picking me up, John.
Fine. Anybody else on the phone?
N5SQK.
Good afternoon, Brad.
Hey, John, getting in there. I tell you, coffee has been rough for me. Good, the band getting a little better. Got a little cloud just north of me that's putting some rain out up there at Matador. One of those local boys are talking up there. Sound like a little bit of it might have been severe for just a bit. But anyway, sun's shining here. We're not getting any of it. And let's see. Well, the old California Highway Patrols have been chattering in here the last 2 days in a row on 39.4. So I know that 6 meters evidently was open yesterday, and I suspect 10 was too. 10 probably certainly open today, and probably 6 as well, but I didn't have a chance to do any of that. But I keep 39.4 in my scanner just to kind of get an indication of when the band might be open. It's a very active California Highway Patrol dispatch frequency out of around San Diego. And boy, I tell you, they go nonstop 24/7 down there. So the band's open, you'll hear them. I don't know much else. I hope some of that MFJ stuff gets picked up again. And, you know, as much as making new stuff, we can get parts for some of this stuff, you know. In fact, they used to have those rotor brands, ham boards and some of that. I don't know, that probably fell under high gain or something, but you could get rotor parts and you could get the different antenna parts that busted a radio, not a radio, you know, an element off the antenna up there. You can find that stuff. So it'd be nice to have that again, that's for sure. Anyway, that's it from here. Thank you, John. Back to you, N5BNU, N5SQK. Hope you can hear me.
Hear you loud and clear, right about. Anybody else is on?
Comment? Yeah, 65 I was thinking about Marvin's Chinese restaurant on Sunday. My favorite one, Chinese restaurant, I don't get to go to very often. It's 150 miles away, but I sure do like it. And I think I know why. I've peeked back into the kitchen a couple of times, and it's all Hispanic cooks.
Elko Road.
Thanks, John.
Anybody else you want? I don't have that market system. I'm going to go this actually the ones that are at 00170 hours. We've got 12 check-ins tonight. 73, the red is closed, and there's about being used car.
N5SQK, K5TUE.
Yeah, hello, Brian. I just turned my amp off. I hope you can hear me. N5SQK.
Oh, yeah, I can hear you. Well, you jumped the gun there. I was going to wait a moment and then call you. 39.4. Well, that's interesting. I hadn't thought about anybody using VHF low for law enforcement in decades. So I punched that into my scanner, and I'll be listening to that also. By the way, did you hear Ponch and John of ride their KZ1000s?
Yeah, I'm sorry. Say again, some parts for what?
Yeah. Do you remember Chips? Do you remember Chips? The show with the 2 motorcycle cops? California Highway Patrol, Chips, Ponch and John on their KZ1000s?
I don't think I'm familiar with them.
Oh, okay, all right. Well, anyway, Yeah, I've got that punched in. I'll listen. I didn't know anybody was still running VHF low. Is that I presume that's FM and just analog?
Oh yeah, it's FM. They've been running that thing for years, and I'm surprised you haven't already heard something. A lot of times, scanner antennas, the only thing a lot of folks are scanner antennas don't pick up that low very well. In fact, a lot of them won't even hardly 2.6 meters very well. But if you got something to hear that thing and the band's open, you'll be hearing those guys chatter on 39.4. But they've been running that frequency for years and years and years. It's quite active.
All right. Well, thanks for the tip. Yeah, I've got a big Viscone antenna up on the roof that's good for 30 meg to 1.2 gig, I think.
Well, they're all the big guns. That's all I'm using is a Viscone. But I did specifically, and I think it's a mighty fine junk Viscone too, MFJ. And anyway, but I did look one specifically, and I bought another one. It's been 3 or 4 or 5 years ago probably. But I specifically looked for one, that claimed that you would go down around 30 megahertz or so and go from there up. So, yeah, you ought to be hearing them guys. And it's a good indication for both 10 and 3.
Yeah, I remember the old days, going way back. We used to leave a TV, an analog TV on was it channel 2? Or what was it? Anyway, one of those low channels, and which was back then was a VHF low frequency, and you just leave the sound turned down, and the picture as that snow pattern, that black and white snow pattern, and with rabbit ears, and boy, if that thing started showing a picture, you knew you had some conditions going on. The signal would be coming in from somewhere.
Yeah, that was a little slow. That's he ran that television with the rabbit ears over there in his house. Every morning he'd get up there and set that dial in that business, anything he could find, and he'd see a little pattern here or there, and he knew exactly, what town it was coming from around here, and that was just his indicator where the band had been.
Yeah, pretty neat. Well, thanks for the tip off on that. Yeah, there was a post about that, this guy, Dave Carpenter up in Indiana, at Linton, Indiana, a company called ITU. They bought the Cushcraft and High Gain brands months ago. That was announced, but just recently they announced that they're picking up some of the other brands. I guess, I don't know, maybe they're doing it piecemeal as finances allow. I don't know, but whatever. Anyway, they're trying to put some of those brands back in the ham world. I say, yeah, I'm ready.
Well,